listening to Blueprint and Soul, a podcast about building from the inside out. I'm your host, Sal Carter. Before we build careers, before we build teams, before we build anything that stands in this world, we first have to build ourselves. And the truth is, most of us were handed blueprints that were never designed for who we're becoming. Let me take you back for a moment, because none of this podcast, this perspective, this voice, came out of nowhere. It came out of a real breaking point. I'll be honest with you. My own blueprint was always this clear. For years, I worked in high-pressure environments, grinding, performing, producing, leading teams, meeting deadlines, traveling consistently, all while carrying responsibility like it was an armor. From the outside, I looked solid, structured, successful, put together. But inside, I was cracking, quietly. I was burnt out, physically, mentally, emotionally, and even spiritually. I was leading, but I wasn't aligned. I was building, but not from a place of intention. And one day, I realized something I'd been avoiding for a long time. I had been constructing my life on top of a foundation that I had never inspected. Leaving that chapter of my life wasn't leaving a job. It was leaving a version of myself that was exhausted, overextended, and disconnected from its own blueprint. That season forced me to stop, to listen, to rebuild. I had to get serious about my mental health, my peace, my rhythm, my identity, and the internal architecture that would hold everything else up. And that journey, that process of rebuilding myself from within, that's exactly why this podcast exists. So let's shift for a moment, because I want to talk about what I call your internal architecture, the design of who you are beneath everything you do. So here's what I've learned since stepping back and rebuilding myself. We all carry blueprints. Some we inherited, some we absorbed, some we create because we felt we had no choice. But true leadership, real leadership, starts with the understanding of your internal architecture. Think about a building. The foundation is your values. The walls are your boundaries. The beams are the relationships and truths that hold your life up. And every part of that structure needs maintenance, inspection, reflection. Because if the inside isn't aligned, the outside will always fall apart. And for me, as a Black man navigating leadership, creativity, and service, I realized something important. People will try to read your blueprint before they even know your name, your culture, your presence, your voice. They all become part of the structure you carry. But that's not a burden. It's brilliance. It's identity. It's soul. And so I want to give you something practical, something you can hold on to as you build your own internal blueprint. Let's walk through 3 lessons that changed my life from the inside out. Blueprint tip number 1. You cannot outbuild your inner world. If the inside isn't supported, the outside will collapse, no matter how polished it looks. Blueprint tip number 2. Audit your foundation often. Ask yourself, what beliefs are still solid? What values have shifted? What did you accept because you didn't think you had a choice? Renovation is allowed. Blueprint tip number 3. Rest, reflection, and mental health are structural, not luxuries, not rewards, and definitely not optional. They are part of your architecture, and everything you build depends on them. And now, I want to take you into a moment of reflection, a moment I call the soul segment. We are all under construction. Even when we look complete from the outside, even when people say, you're strong, or you're built for this, or you'll figure it out, your soul knows better. Your soul always knows what needs reinforcement and what needs release. So here's your reflection for the week. What part of your internal blueprint deserves renovation, and what part deserves preservation? Sit with it. Don't rush it. Just let it speak. As we close this first episode, I want you to remember, building yourself is not a one-time project. It's a lifelong construction, and you deserve to build something aligned, honest, and whole. I'd like to thank you all for joining me for episode 1. And if this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who's rebuilding themselves from the inside out. Follow Blueprint and Soul wherever you listen to podcasts. And until next time, build with intention and lead with soul.